Hey, what's going on, guys? Garrett here. First of all, I wanted to say thank you for coming back to the channel. Super excited to have you be a part of this experience. Today's a really exciting video because we're going to discuss how to create your first stock portfolio. All right, so real quick before we get into building the actual portfolio, what we want to focus on is the preparation. Just like if you're an athlete and you're about to play a game, you need to practice, you need to do some stretching, maybe a little jog, and you got to get your mindset right. So the same thing goes for the stock market. So what you want to do to prepare is you want to financially prepare by having 3 to 6 months expenses saved up in an emergency fund that you're not going to touch. That way you have the security to know that all the money that you're putting into the stock market is not money for bills and food and your rent or your mortgage. All right, not good. So it's very important that you establish that. That kind of brings me to the next point, is only invest what you're willing to lose. And it's really not probable that you'll lose all of the money in the market. Let's say you just invest in the S&P 500, which is a collection of the 500 largest stocks in the market today. The S&P over 90 years on average has gone up 10%. So all you have to do is pick good companies that you believe in. And that brings me to the next point. As a mindset, you really want to focus on that when you buy a stock, you're buying a portion of that company. What that means is that you believe in the company, you believe in the leadership, believe in the value that they can bring you and other consumers of that product, that technology. If you do that and you do your research on the fundamentals, those are the type of companies that you want to invest in. With that being said, in order for us to build a very solid portfolio, I'm a huge believer in what's called the anchoring method. All right, so when building your first portfolio, you want to have a maximum of 3 stocks. But the key here is that you want to have 1 stock in each of these 3 categories. The first category are value stocks, category 2 are growth stocks, and category 3 are dividend stocks. Now, if you have 1 stock in each one of them, you're going to be covered. It's going to give you the foundation to really grow your portfolio to unbelievable levels. You want to make sure that these 3 companies that you invest in, you believe in more than anything. You know that they're going to go up as time goes on. In fact, you think that they're going to 2x, 3x, 4x over the next 3 to 5 years. So you have to have so much belief in these companies. As far as value stocks, a value stock can be defined as any business that is undervalued at its current market price. So me being a value investor, I look at the different fundamentals, but I also look at the financials itself too. I use the discounted cash flow model. And what I do is a series of formulas that give me what the intrinsic value of a stock is. So let's say the intrinsic value of the stock is $100, but it's currently trading at $80. So I know I have $20 of buffer right there, so that would be considered a value stock. You can also look at what's called the PE ratio, or the price to earnings ratio. This is another metric that is used in comparison to the S&P 500, which the PE ratio on average is anywhere between 15 and 17. What that means is the stock price versus the price earnings. So let's say a stock price is $100 and the price earnings per share is $10. That means the PE ratio is 10. Now, anything under 17 PE would be considered a value stock. And currently, the PE ratios of the S&P 500 are one of the highest it's been in a very long time. They're right around the 32, 33 PE, which is extremely high. That's why it's so difficult to find values. So when you do find a value stock to invest in, go for it, especially if business fundamentals are there. So some stocks that I really like in the market and that I'm actually invested in would be AT&T, ticker symbol T, E.R. Horton, or ticker symbol DHI. And the last stock is Apple. All right, the first value stock on my list is AT&T, ticker symbol T. Their PE ratio, or the price to earnings ratio, is currently at 11.21 right now, which I think is an absolute steal, especially knowing that AT&T is probably going to be the leaders of 5G technology. They're already implementing in some of the major cities currently. Got the mobile business, the cloud business, the telecommunications business. I work in telecommunications and cloud connectivity, and I can tell you they've got a great vision for the future. The next company that I would recommend from a value stock perspective is a company called D.R. Horton, or ticker symbol DHI. Now, if you don't know what D.R. Horton is, you probably have seen their home models around neighborhoods that you've been in, but they're one of the most efficient home builders out there on the market today. And as we know, people are buying more and more homes as time goes on and buying new homes as well. I'm shocked to find out that their PE value is at 12.34, meaning that they have some significant growth to happen for years to come, especially with this real estate boom that is occurring. And the last stock, and probably one of my favorite stocks ever, is Apple. I could not believe that the PE ratio is 8.58. I almost lost it when I saw that. I mean, we all know Apple. They're a very sticky business. They've got their hands in a lot of different industries, streaming services, technologies. Yeah, that's one of my favorite companies ever to invest in. They're incredible. The next category are growth stocks. Now, growth stocks are stocks that have 20% revenue growth or more for the next 5 to 10 years. My personal 3 favorite stocks to invest in that are growth stocks are Sprout Growth, ticker symbol SPT, Workhorse, ticker symbol WKHS, and Slack, ticker symbol Work. So Sprout Growth are a digital marketing platform that creates a single pane of glass for all of the social media sites out there. For instance, if you went to a Chicago Bulls basketball game, or you're watching it, or you make a post of it on Instagram, Sprout Growth is going to pick that up using hashtags and allow digital marketers and advertisers within the Bulls organization to be able to reach out to that specific person directly and be able to, comment on different posts and, get a better insight to the type of engagement that their digital marketing is doing out there in the world on social media platforms. So an unbelievably powerful tool in the world of digital marketing. Another company that I'm invested in from a growth perspective is a company called Workhorse, a company that make electrical vehicles for delivering services. They've already sold vehicles to the UPS, and in the final running, one of 3 businesses that could win a good portion of the $2 billion USPS contract, which would absolutely send the stock price 2x, 3x, 4x in the next few months. It's a company that I truly believe in. They have excellent leadership. The electrical vehicles are great for the environment, but they can also afford a huge opportunity for investors that are investing in these types of companies. And I think Workhorse is doing some really great things. I can see some significant growth into the future. All right, the last company, one of my favorite companies to invest in, is a company called Slack, ticker symbol WORK, Work. They are a digital working platform. So essentially, they create an in-person environment remotely, which is obviously extremely powerful due to the pandemic and some of the things that are happening. I personally use Slack, and it's an awesome platform. I mean, I can send a chat to any of my coworkers, ask any questions. We have team huddles and group sessions on there, team meetings, things of that nature. It's an unbelievable platform that I think is here to stay for years to come. The last category are dividend stocks. The dividend is a residual income or passive income that a specific company gives back to an investor for their loyalty and is paid out on a quarterly basis. My 3 favorite dividend stocks are Innovative Industrial Properties, Best Buy, and ABBV. Now, the reason why I like all 3 of these stocks is because I think they fall into the value and growth category, but they also pay a great dividend as well. IIPR, this company is in the real estate industry, but also is in the marijuana industry for medical purposes and for recreational. So they're building dispensaries, they're building warehousing. Also, the potential of marijuana industry blowing up and having national legalization in the next year, 2 years, 3 years to come, and being a staple in our economy is highly probable. So I mean, right now they can only operate in specific states, but as states start to legalize, this company can absolutely boom. So not only do they pay a really nice dividend, they could be a great value stock currently, and they can also be a growth stock into the future. My next favorite dividend stock to invest in is a company called Best Buy. I think we all know Best Buy. They pay a really great dividend. They're at a pretty good value currently in the market. They provide and sell technology products, anything computer related, TV related. Best Buy is just a powerhouse. The last dividend stock that I'm going to be mentioning here that I'm personally invested in and that I think has a ton of growth potential and also pays a really nice dividend is a company called Abbvie, ticker symbol ABBV. And they're most known for the pharmaceutical drug Humira, which helps to treat plaque psoriasis and arthritis. And I think they have a ton of growth potential into the future. All right, so as you notice, most of these companies have all three attributes, which is a really good sign that you're picking the right type of businesses to invest in. All right, so it's actually starting to get dark, so I'm gonna wrap up this video. I hope you got a ton of value out of this. I gave you 9 awesome stocks that can really start to build your portfolio. Again, start with 3 stocks in each of the categories: value stocks, growth stocks, and also dividend stocks. You wanna have one in each of them. I'm gonna do a whole entire video on breaking down each individual stock in more depth and do what is my process for stock picking and finding the right businesses to invest in a future video very soon. So stay tuned. Thanks so much. And again, subscribe below and smash that like button if you got some value out of this. Thanks so much and peace.